Okay, children, this is a quick one for installation on this billet exhaust manifold we have. You know, I would normally say if you don't know how to do this, you probably shouldn't do it, but I'm sure questions will arise. So the downsides to the whole thing is, you know, you might have to replace your base gasket. This one is super good. Also, these gaskets here for the exhaust manifolds on both sides are going to have to come off. I always just put clear RTV silicone on these things. I just continue to use them, gunk them up, let them dry, and then, you know, when I take them back off, I just kind of rub the stuff off. They seem to last forever that way. This thing here, you can do whatever you want. Some people put it on dry, just like it comes out of the box. I found that they sometimes leak a little bit, so I use the same clear RTV silicone very thinly around this outside, this water jacket part, around the transfer ports, very thin, because you really don't want it squishing into the transfer port area part. If you use something gnarly on a base gasket, like this gasket maker kind of stuff, boy, is this thing going to stick, and you're going to have to scrape it off and get a new one. And yeah, that's the basic downside of it. After that, your cylinder will come off. These bolts, of course, will come out that hold it on. You will have the ones with the spring hooks in them. That's here where it's got a little tab in here. So if you need to know where to put them on the new one, you could always reference the bolt holes with the tabs. When you turn them, when they're on there, you can turn these spring tabs. Once the thing is together, you might have to go in there and loosen these things up, just readjust these things a little bit on the new manifold to get the right spring hook tension on it. As far as popping this thing off, once the bolts are out, I have found it's real easy. Just take a small flat blade screwdriver. I put it in right here against the exhaust valve itself, and then I just pry and break it off. Very easy way for it to come off. Hold the valve into place. Once you get it off, this area in here, I just go ahead and clean all this stuff up with carburetor cleaner, and then take a razor blade and get in all these nooks and crannies, get any kind of sealer off it so it's good. I have found that a gnarlier thing like this gasket maker works far better to seal up the big stuff. And then on the outside one with the little gaskets, like I said, I just use the clear RTV silicone. This stuff here, realistically, man, get the stuff 8 hours to dry, because if it doesn't dry and it starts to leak, you now have a pressure leak in an area where you do not want a pressure leak, and your bike is going to run like crap. You have to keep that in mind about these new bikes. Any kind of pressure leak in the cylinder, crankcase pressure area, and the thing is just going to run like crap. So, you know, finish it up like this, put it together. You can wipe off your excess. Please let it dry for at least 8 hours before you start the thing up. Other than that, there really isn't much to know. If you want to reset your exhaust valve with the dongle, I think that's a good idea, because you've had to take the motor off to do it, and you should be looking really good. Now I have to get the phone, and I appreciate you watching.